Good evening and welcome to our first edition of UBC News Tonight on this 16th day of November 2023. I'm Lauryn Masika Kazimoto to bring you tonight's news bulletin. Now we'll start off with our first headlining story this evening. Leaders in the Kira municipality in Wakiso district have hailed the NRM government for supporting education in their area of social economic transformation. The Prime Minister, Right Honorable Nabanja Robina, while presiding over the 100 years of Kamuli Church of Uganda Primary School on Saturday, the 11th of November 2023, pledged to support the completion of school buildings with 500 bags of cement and 10 big tracks of sand. We have more on this report.
Leaders in Chira municipality in Wakiso district have hailed the NRM government for supporting education in their area for socio-economic transformation. The Prime Minister, Right Honorable Robina Nabanja, while presiding over the 100 years of Kamuli Church of Uganda Primary School on Saturday 11th November 2023, pledged to support the completion of the school building with 500 bags of cement and 10 big trucks of sand. Thompson Kasule, the Principal Education Officer, says that the people of Kamuli are happy that government has supported them and promised to make use of the support.
Today we are here to receive sand from the Right Honourable Minister, who was here on 11th November, just on Saturday.
Reverend Geoffrey Wilson Kakoza, the parish priest, lauded government for the support extended to the school that has enabled it to continue serving the people.
First of all, I want to extend our gratitude to the Ministry of Education, because this is government aided, it is church founded and government aided by the Ministry of Education. We want to thank you very much, because the government has enabled our teachers to be here, because the government pays the salaries for the teachers. It gives us textbooks. It provides money which we can use to renovate some of the old buildings here. We received some money, and the old buildings in existence have been renovated. And above, on top of that, we have received donations from Her Right Honourable, the Prime Minister of Uganda, when she came here, when we are celebrating 100 years of existence.
Gasta Mukasa, the Chairman School Management Committee, says that the government has consistently been supporting Kamuli Church of Uganda Primary School to enable children attain their education.
We have just celebrated the 100 years of excellence for Kamuli Church of Uganda Primary School, whereby His Excellency the President was represented by the Prime Minister, Honorable Nabanja, whereby Nabanja, our Prime Minister, did a good job on behalf of the President. We managed to get 500 bags of cement, and now 10 trips of sand, 10 lorries are coming.
The head teacher of the school, Elizabeth Namwanje, says that they wanted 200 million for the completion of the storage classroom building, but the contribution of the Prime Minister will help them greatly.
And in a special way, on behalf of management, the parents, the teachers, the learners of this school, members of the community, we thank the Prime Minister of Uganda, Honorable Robina Nabanja. We are very grateful. We are greatly indebted to your service. Thank you for loving your country, for loving Uganda, for loving Kamuli Church of Uganda Primary School. Personally, I'm delighted that we have received this donation from you during my reign as the centenary head teacher.
Meanwhile, leaders in Namugongo division have appealed to President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni to come to their aid and build a seed school in their area, because the whole division doesn't have any government secondary school. Gasta Mukasa says that parents contributed money and bought land measuring over 2.5 acres so that government can help them construct a seed secondary school there. According to parents, the nearest government-aided secondary school is 5 kilometers away in Chira, and children cannot afford walking to the school daily. It is government policy to have a government-aided secondary school in every sub-county or division. Report by Kasoa Ismail and Senyonga Derek for UBC News.
The Ministry of ICT and National Guidance is moving forward with the operationalization of the presidential directive, which mandates every police station to establish a toll-free line for direct interaction with the public. Minister of State for National Guidance, Kabianga Godfrey, says that a short code will be assigned following a 7-day survey in the Kasese areas to identify locations with efficient network coverage. Ivan Kahwa reports.
Information, Communication, Technology and National Guidance in collaboration with Uganda Telecom, Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, Uganda Communications Commission and NITAU has conducted discussions aimed at implementing the Presidential Directive to provide codes for public use in sharing security intelligence with commanders. UTL, UCC and NITAU have been assigned the task of evaluating the areas in Kasese district and submitting a report on how toll-free lines can be established at every police post along the borders of Kasese.
So the president had directed that every sub-county should have a police post, mainly in Kasese, and more especially those ones which are at the border, those 10 which are at the border.
This initiative will enable the public to call commanders without incurring any costs, facilitating the sharing of crucial information that often goes unreported due to financial constraints.
And that line should be with the commander, the OC of that police post, not with any other person. It should be with someone who can make a decision and deploy immediately.
UBC as the national broadcaster plays a vital role in disseminating information and is considered an integral part of the fight against terrorism.
So what we have agreed with the UCC, there is already a short code which is being managed by NITAU. So we have asked NITAU and UBC to work out, and also UTL, to work out modalities, how UBC can be hooked on the short code which is managed by NITAU on behalf of all government agencies. Because now we are trying to decentralize.
Regarding concerns about abetting terrorism, the minister emphasized that security intelligence cannot be entrusted solely to the existing toll-free codes.
We are very cautious because you can't send any security information to any telephone company or to any code. It has to be a code which is managed by security. And obviously, even us, our agencies will work closely with Uganda Police.
The meeting resolved that UTL, UCC and NITAU be granted a 7-day time frame to carry out a survey and submit a report. This report will serve as a foundation for implementing the presidential directive. Ivan Kahwa, UBC News in Kampala.
Now to our top story tonight. His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has advised the youth to love Uganda because it is right and they need Uganda for their prosperity, while passing out 40,000 students from Kampala schools at Kololo Independence Grounds who have completed patriotism training. President Museveni said the youth should also love themselves by doing things that will not get them into trouble, but to fully develop their potential. We have more.
254 schools from Kampala district have participated in the patriotism training, and students have been passed out by His Excellency the President of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, at Kololo Independence Grounds. The President, accompanied by the First Lady and Minister for Education and Sports, arrived at the function at 1 in the afternoon. He toured the parade that comprised of 55 guards from different schools.
Are beginning with the younger people. We love you for that.
His Excellency Yoweri Museveni based his speech in the patriotism book, where he guided the youth to love their country because it is right, to love East African community and Africa because of the trade relations.
You should love yourself. And if you love yourself, you take care of yourself so that you do not get into trouble and you develop your potential fully. What are the trouble? What are the dangers? Alcohol. If you start taking alcohol, you will ruin yourself.
The Vice President, retired Major Jessica Lupo, said the youth have been exposed to the NRM core values of patriotism and democracy, among others, and have a deeper understanding and significance of prioritizing their country.
They have a full and deep understanding and the significance of prioritizing their country first as they graduate today. They are looking towards you to be now the advocates of these good virtues as you go and join the rest of your peers who may not have had a chance to do the patriotism training.
First Lady advised the youth patriots to cherish discipline, hard work, time management, honesty and accountability as they build the patriotism values in their schools. She proposed to integrate the Uganda Youth Forum with the patriotic movement to form Uganda Patriotic Youth Forum.
This organization becomes Uganda Patriotic Youth Forum, bringing together more youth who are not only patriotic, but also morally upright, strong on integrity and servant leadership, and are not scared to make sacrifices to stand for what is right.
The youth need refinement to make them better citizens. The Commissioner of Patriotism in Uganda, Helen Seku, urged student patriots to keep the skills that they have acquired, including ideology, parade skills, discipline and resilience at their fingertips.
With the team, the old team I found at the Patriotism Secretariat, that I intend to train 35,000 students in the 5 divisions of Kampala. They told me that that would be overperforming, which is not acceptable in public service. They told me that in every quarter, the Patriotism Secretariat has only a mandate to train only 10,000 people, 10,000 students. Your Excellency, with a population of almost 45 million Ugandans and a student population of over 1 million, how can we target less than 10,000 people per quarter?
The Patriotism Secretariat has, however, decried the inadequate funds which the President promised to address. Although local schools have embraced the initiative of starting patriotism clubs, which was launched by His Excellency the President of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, in February 2009, international schools have rejected it.
Animal feeds manufacturers under the umbrella body, the Uganda Animal Feeds Manufacturers Association, are requesting for a redefinition of some of the provisions of the Animal Feeds Bill 2023, which prohibits use of stones and sand in animal feeds making. This was at Parliament, where the association members faced Parliament's Committee of Agriculture to give their views on the Animal Feeds Bill 2023, under which scrutiny.
The Parliamentary Committee of Agriculture is currently considering the Animal Feeds Bill 2023, which seeks to provide legislative framework for the operationalization of the animal feeds policy by regulating the production, importation, exportation and marking of animal feeds, and by establishing the Animal Feeds Committee to regulate the production, importation, exportation and marking of animal feeds.
Where we have a very big problem is storage and manufacturing.
The committee, chaired by the Abim District Woman MP Janet Grace Okorimwe, interfaced with the Uganda Animal Feeds Manufacturing Association, which requests for a redefinition of some of the clauses, say Clause 16 of the bill, which prohibits use of substances like sand and stones in animal feeds.
So on Clause 16, Clause 18, Clause 23, Clause 24, 25. This is now time for us for seeking clarifications, if any, where you are not clear, where you want to add something.
Eme Bombarushimana, the chairperson of the Feeds Manufacturers Association, argues that the law should only ban non-animal nutritious sand and stones because some specific types of sand and stones are used to boost calcium in poultry. He exhibited to the committee the kind of stones and sand that are key feed elements in poultry and called upon the committee to amend the clauses.
I have specifically written that let it be mentioned as so those which are not allowed to be put in their non-animal nutritious stones or sands. I hope you can understand this, and maybe someone who understands law or the linguistic, because we're using the King's language now.
Inadequate animal nutrition is cited as one of the major factors that limit Uganda's production of livestock products. Statistics show that animal feeds account for 70% of the production costs, and thus it has significant effect on the production costs and profits. Upgrading the animal industry and giving priority to agricultural development is vital in enhancing government's import substitution agenda and the Buy Uganda, Build Uganda policy.
What personally I would have loved is to see that, and I even said it on the floor, is to see that we empower local producers. Because, for example, concentrates, 98% of the elements, we have them in Uganda. So we do not need to do importation. So these companies that have been doing business in Uganda for more than 5 years, they have solid clients. We need them to start producing locally in Uganda.
Dennis Sigoa for UBC News.
The Uganda People's Defense Forces UPDF and Congolese FARDC Army have opened the fourth axis for offensive action against the Allied Democratic Forces ADF in Ituri province. The UPDF contingent, led by Major General Dick Olum, Operation Shuja Commander, marked the beginning of artillery firepower in areas occupied by the ADF splinter group terrorists.
After heavy firepower by UPDF and FARDC forces in Mayongose, Kainama and Mwalika, few ADF elements close to Ituri province, where the joint forces are now closing on them. The opening of the fourth axis front is to secure the road from Luna up to Bunia, as well as flashing out the ADF rebels in that sector.
Huko ndio naenda kwa headquarter yangu. Sasa unaona hapa. Unaona hiyo nyumba, pembeni ya nyumba hapa. Sema nyumba hiyo inakuwa na miti hiyo. Mimi nataka barabara straight hapo. Straight inaenda hadi kwa ile miti.
At Luna village, the Congolese were held in an excitement when the UPDF troops entered the Ituri province through Beni axis to manhunt the ADF splinter group reported to have crossed over to Ituri forests in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo.
Pamoja kama watu moja, twende tupigane nalo. So kama sisi iko hapa operation tunafanya sio ya Uganda, tunafanya joint operation ya FARDC na UPDF. Anatoka Beni, anaendesha gari yake yeye mtu ngapi? Anapita hapa na kwenda yake. Inamaanisha sisi na FARDC tufanye nguvu, tupate mafuta, tupate mashini ya kutengeneza barabara, tutengeneze barabara hii kutoka Erengeti hapa hadi Komanda, hadi Mombasa na Bunia.
Residents of Luna town expressed a sigh of relief that the coming of UPDF forces to join the Congolese FARDC army was a positive gesture for lasting peace.
UPDF kufika kutoka Uganda kufika kutusaidia na kutuchunga. Banalu walikuwa nafika kutuchinja, kubeba mali, kuua, kubeba kila kitu yoyote.
Juma moja kama tusikie sauti ya risasi ama mtu akitoka humu maiti amekufa.
Wanatuua, wanatuchinja. Ndio sisi tunafurahi sana nyinyi mnafika, tangia nyinyi nafika tupate shida.
Major General Dick Olum expressed gratitude for the warm welcome and urged the people of Congo to maintain the support to the joint forces through reporting ADF locations and disassociate from armed peace elements. Haruna Mteisasira, UBC News.
Now, the Uganda Police Force has released stringent traffic and security guidelines for attendees planning to join the forthcoming Busoga royal wedding set to take place in Jinja District on Saturday, the 18th of November 2023. Take a look at the details.
Police has confirmed beefing up security in Busoga sub-region ahead of the royal wedding.
Employment, we have components. We have the component of intelligence, we have the component of police, we have UPDF, we have military police, we have CMI, we have CID. So all those components, we are working towards a common goal of having a successful Busoga royal wedding.
While addressing media this Thursday afternoon from Bugembe in Jinja district, police says they are giving no room to sabotage and terrorism.
Our focus is in line with the would-be threats, and we all know that there is a threat of terrorism, the terror threats. Now, as security, we plan for the worst.
For key government installations, police is keeping an open eye to them.
We are focusing on the key government installations. We have the bridges, the source of the Nile bridges, the railway bridge, the old bridge, and the new bridge. So there is maximum security there.
The traffic police has also laid down no compromise measures to those attending the event.
Some of the junctions joining in shall be closed and later on opened. The VVIPs that we're expecting, those are the internationals, and some of the VIPs in Uganda will use Katende Road, and they will have a parking at the Busoga Kingdom headquarters where we are now. And later on, buses for Shira Motors will transport these VIPs up to the church. We shall also have maybe the president, just like communications were, and also the Queen and the King use the Cathedral Junction up to the church.
For highways, there will be a major focus on them.
International Highway, Jinja, Iganga, Bujiri, Tororo Busia. It is very crucial. That highway is going to be free.
The couple, who happens to be the king and queen, will from church have a procession around Jinja town, and this moment will hold traffic for some good hours.
After the church, we shall have the king and the queen move out, use the Cathedral Road, branch off on the right using the Iganga Jinja Highway up to Kamuli Roundabout. We proceed up to Gaddafi Roundabout and then branch off the left, Dunlop Junction, proceed up to the main street of Jinja City. Now, at Africa Bank of Africa, they will branch and join Gabula Road and come to Nalfenya Road, commonly known as Kampala Road. Reach Ambakot, branch off on the right, proceed up to Gaddafi Roundabout, Mairombiri, and come and use Katende Road, proceed up to the palace.
The above statutory guidelines are expected to be on until Saturday, 18th November 2023, which is the D-Day. And according to police, they are giving no chances other than preparing to receive the President of the Republic of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who is expected to attend the wedding of the Royal King of Busoga, His Royal Highness William Gabulana Diop IV. I'm Robert Onyango for UBC News here in Jinja.
Thank you, Robert Onyango. Now today at Sheraton Hotel in Kampala, the Uganda Broadcasting Corporation made a significant contribution of 155 million Uganda shillings to support the upcoming Busoga royal wedding scheduled for the 18th of this month. We have more.
Led by Deputy Managing Director Maurice Mojisha, a team from UBC delivered this generous contribution, which comprises two components: Uganda shillings 150 million worth of airtime across all UBC TV and radio stations, along with Uganda shillings 5 million cash contribution.
We are very honored as Uganda Broadcasting Corporation to make this humble contribution to the royal wedding. And it's exciting for us as the national broadcaster to contribute to culture and to contribute to the Busoga region that has consistently supported Uganda Broadcasting Corporation. We have been broadcasting in the region, as OHT Olive said, for over 20 years, but we're also fortunate to have a radio station that is specifically broadcasting in the eastern region, but specifically broadcasting out of Busoga. But also Busoga is hosting some of our finest facilities. Wanange is hosting our Signet transmission facility, but also hosting our radio equipment. And so this is a very small contribution to a kingdom that has supported the broadcasting of information across the country, but also facilitating the broadcasting of television and radio into eastern Uganda. So we are making a very humble contribution of 150 million in airtime to the kingdom and another 5 million cash to the kingdom.
But ever since we started, our teams have been in Busoga and we have been running all the stories. I want to say that we are very happy that we sons of Busoga have come and stood with the Chabazinga. When the kingdom leadership is stable, the Busoga development is opened.
In addition to UBC's generous support, various other esteemed organizations also demonstrated their solidarity with the Busoga royal wedding. The Private Sector Foundation Uganda contributed Uganda shillings 10 million, Bank of Africa contributed Uganda shillings 10 million, Makerere University provided 9.4 million, and the Uganda Communications Commission contributed 20 million, among other.
Masses coming together for one cause. And we had what you call crowdfunding.
Second Deputy Prime Minister Osman Mohammed of the Busoga Kingdom extended gratitude to all contributors for their support and officially concluded the collection of contributions in Kampala.
To extend our deepest appreciation to UBC, Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, who have joined us in the preparations of the royal wedding. We'll start with the church on Saturday, the 18th of November at 10 o'clock in the morning. Then thereafter, we shall have a reception at 2 p.m. at Igenge Palace.
This significant support from UBC and various other organizations marks a collective effort to celebrate and honor the upcoming Busoga royal wedding.
Contribution could only have been made possible through the support of government that continues to support UBC in facilitating the development of our transmission sites. And
Jane Nyiramchia reporting for UBC.
The Chabazinga royal wedding will set the record as the first royal wedding since the initiation of the institution. The Chabazinga, since 1939, has never held any royal wedding, creating high expectation in the forthcoming royal wedding of Chabazinga Nadiope Gabula IV and Inebantu Jovia Mutasi. Now, in an interview with Isa Balangira of Chigulu Chiefdom, Prince Ismail Cheyago, the wedding will bring together the people of Busoga. The Chabazinga royal wedding will happen on the 18th of November 2023.
Of the Chabazinga dates way back in 1939, representing the father of the people. The new title, which ceased colonial rule, known under the structure of Luchiko, gave the position a Chisoga identity. And thus, in 1939, Ezekiel Wako became the first Iseban to Chabazinga of Busoga for 10 years up to 1949, when he retired peacefully from power.
At first they began about the title. They want to call him the president. Others said no.
Ezekiel Wako's son, Tenywa Mulochi Wako Henry, succeeded him until when political parties were introduced around the 1960s and turned the kingdom political.
So I'm sure the confusion between the political parties led to the removal of Henry Wako Mulochi.
When Ezekiel Wako retired, it was necessary to replace him, the Busoga Luchiko resolved that the Isabantu Kyabazinga wa Busoga shall always be elected among the 5 lineages of Baise Ngobi, Zibondo of Bulamoji, Gabula of Bugabula, Ngobi of Chigulu, Tabingwa of Luka, Nkono of Bukono. This method of election was used for the subsequent elections of the Isabantu Kyabazinga wa Busoga, beginning 1949 when Owekitiibwa Chief William Wilberforce Nyadope Kadumbula of Bugabula was elected Isabantu Kyabazinga for 2 terms of 3 years each, followed by Owekitiibwa Henry Wako Mulochi, who also served 2 terms. The Kyabazinga institution and other kingdoms was abolished by the then President Obote Milton in 1967, only to be restored by the NRM government in 1993. In an interview with Prince Ismail Cheyago, the Isabalangira of Chigulu Chiefdom, the past administration did not witness any sort of royal wedding.
Because Ezekiel took a throne when he was held person. And after Nachibande, then the son of Ezekiel, Tenyuahen Wako Mulochi, took over the throne.
Before the late Henry Wako Mulochi took the throne as Kyabazinga, he was the best man at the wedding of the late Kabaka Frederick Mutesa II, a belief that Wako Mulochi was already a wedded material.
And still Alice Mulochi was in the band of Busoga for the second time.
And remember, the first time we didn't know whether he had the wedded or...
Yeah, and this time also he never wedded because...
His Majesty Gabula Nadiope IV, the current Kyabazinga, will not only set a record of holding the first royal wedding, but also the first Kyabazinga to marry a pure Musoga born, who is Jovia Mutesi, hailing from Baise Mugose clan. Mutesi will therefore be the first Inebantu after the wedding on 18th November 2023.
The name Mutesi is known from a prominent clan here, Baise Mena. But the Inebantu, the coming Inebantu, is not a Mwise Mena, is a Mwise Mugose. His father named his mother in the name of Mochi of Mutesi. So the third known clan on the throne of Inebantu now is Baise Mugose.
According to Isabalangira Cheyago, the dress code of the royal couple during the wedding, coupled with other activities, is not something the world is ready to miss, since the record will be set.
Of course, we will also the first queen dressing in the attires of a queen. We don't know which attire will be those, because those former Inebantu didn't have a chance.
Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Gutabinji, UBC News.
UBC News Tonight will take a very short break, but we return with more news after these messages.
Jovia ng'oyolekera ku lugendo luno olw'obulamu nkuwa ekirabo eky'amaanyi agataziizibwa amaanyi okulabibwa n'okuwulirwa mu mawanga ag'ewala ennyo okutuuka buli wamu nga yadde togenze eyo ensi yonna ng'ekuli mu ngalo okutambula mu biseera n'okumanya buli kimu ekirina okumanyibwa Jovia kino kye kirabo kyange gy'oli
tewali kkubo ku ki gy'osobola okukola omukutu nnandameggwa ogwa MTN.
In this family, we can't agree on anything. Martha. We can't even agree on what to watch. All the games to play.
Martha.
Ndoza Mulabi, we can't even agree on what to eat. At least the one thing for now we can all agree on is the soap to use. He likes that it's big and lasts long. Anti-economy. I like that it keeps my skin smooth. Ate alina echovu. And the children like that. It smells amazing. Everyone is happy. Movit soap comes in 4 fantastic flavors. Movit family soap is truly soap for the whole family.
Movit. All day confidence.
Era tutukanga kuba omuntu nti ni gasita ndala mukaaga itano sita isatu ash onige yes
nga oba kubuza machanti
nga bamubuza machanti code nga tumukubata mu nsanvu bino ndi olumalirizawo ngatamwe sente dali kuwayo kumbaga ya mwenemu sawa yeneyo nga kyabazinga amwebaza nga tweyongere kai tujja mu kyalo ekindi
ekikoba embago lunawa luti nga mwira
tulija kumala kai tweyongere emyezi mukaaga nga tukasumisa abantu momope
baba embaga ya mwenemu eriyo nga 18 kai emyezi omukaaga gyoli kuongeramu ojaji
awidi ne byamomope abantu yembite yona bandeta momo ono ne bibali kumpaka ne byamomo pabidi tyama kupichipichi ojo bisomese
beka muleke musoni we tyama ja
baba tuka bulungi
simbule embalasi asumulude
momo nyabo
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cashback every week. It's free of charge. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
Sebo.
Yes?
This is the bill.
What?
Malaria testing, 10,000. Treatment, 100,000 since we put on drip.
Hey, Musa, can you read this for me? Before I brought my wife here, I'd already spent money on buying herbal medicine and drugs from the pharmacy, which didn't work.
But Sebo, the government gave out mosquito nets. Doesn't your family use them?
They get damaged. To keep the mosquitoes away, ensure all nets are tied up every morning to avoid damaging them. Ensure that everyone in your family sleeps under a treated mosquito net every night, whether it is a cold or hot season. Together, we can chase malaria out of Uganda. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health with support from Global Fund.
Welcome back from that break. I'm really glad that you're still with us here on UBC News Tonight. I'm Lauryn Masika Kazimoto. Now, in anticipation of the upcoming festive season when accidents tend to surge, the Uganda Muslim Supreme Council and the Uganda Professional Drivers Network have joined hands to initiate a blood donation drive targeting bus drivers. This collaborative effort aims to bolster blood bank reserves to meet the heightened demand in hospitals during this period. Amidst the increased likelihood of accidents during the festive season, Deputy Mufti of the Uganda Muslim Supreme Council, Abdallah Semambo, and Ndugu Momo, Executive Director of the Uganda Professional Drivers Network, have launched a collective call for participation in this vital initiative. Now, Dr. Diana Atwine, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Health, cautioned pharmacists about the importance of providing explicit prescriptions for medicines sold to patients, emphasizing the risk posed by improper drug usage resulting in adverse effects. We have more in this report.
At the Pharmacovigilance stakeholders meeting arranged by the National Drug Authority, Dr. Diana Atwine highlighted instances where individuals have reported harm caused by medicines dispensed at various pharmacies. She particularly stressed the vulnerability of pregnant mothers to such dangers.
If you have prescribed a medicine to a patient, and you have not elaborately told the patient what they expect while you are giving that medicine, then we are assuming that you are stupid.
Dr. Atwine emphasized the need for pharmaceutical professionals to refocus on fundamental clinical care for patients before prioritizing financial transactions.
To get back to the basics of clinical care. Let me tell you, the reason why you are not able to get all this, because they don't look out for them. Even themselves, they don't do. Let me tell you, medicine is dynamic. You need to continuously study.
From looking at forms being available in the health facilities, now we can talk about geriatrics in confidence in geriatrics.
To tackle this issue, the National Drug Authority pledges to continue engaging with pharmacists to underscore the importance of prioritizing patient well-being during the dispensing of medicines.
But with this strategy which we have put in place, we hope that we shall improve in that area. And in general, of course, challenges are still there, which we have discussed. The reportings are still low, but we have discussed strategies which we can put in place.
Brian Tumwenebiaruhanga, Joseph Muyengo, UBC News.
The first ever Uganda Entrepreneurship Congress and exhibition has been organized by Makerere University College of Business and Management Sciences. This has brought in senior entrepreneurs to share their experiences to the young students who inspire them. The Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic Affairs, Professor Umaru Kakumba, called upon parents, students, business ideas to help them grow their dream, hence fighting the problem of unemployment.
This is the first ever Entrepreneurship Congress in this country dedicated to younger students who have different ideas of starting business. It is organized by Makerere University College of Business and Management Sciences. Dr. Sarah Bimbona, the Director, Outreach Center said bringing experts to students to share experience and insights about the changing landscape, such as rapid advancements in generative technology, market trends, and sustainability, helps students know the current developments in the business sector and how to handle them.
This is not just a congress, it is a movement. It is the movement towards a more prosperous, innovative, and sustainable country. Together, let us adopt, thrive, and build a better future.
Professor Peter Turiachira, head of Department Marketing and Management, said the Entrepreneurship Congress is proposed to be an annual event to prepare younger entrepreneurs for the ever-evolving business landscape by focusing on innovation, adaptability, and sustainability.
Entrepreneurship therefore improves the personal relationships. It improves money management, and it is the way to go.
Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic Affairs, Professor Umaru Kakumba, called upon parents to help their children with business ideas, grow their dreams, hence fighting the problem of unemployment.
Our role as the academy, as the universities, is to give them that potential, is to mentor them, give them that confidence that their ideas work, they can be moved to another level, and then along the way they get with partners who can help, resourcing, giving them some resources so that they can be able to start up those businesses. And they can utilize today efficiently the digital technologies by advertising.
So be very critical towards yourself. See whether you actually have the new ideas, have the energy, dare to take risks. Many of you will, but not all of you. So be critical to yourself to decide whether you are actually an entrepreneur.
Joseph Bule.
Politicians have called on government to redefine democracy, which they think has deteriorated by 68% based on a survey carried out by Afrobarometer in the year 2022. This was at around 9 Afrobarometer survey data release in Kampala. We have the details.
Afrobarometer carried out a survey in 2022 to assess the percentage at which democracy stands in the country. Findings indicate that 63% of Ugandans want more to be done for democracy to prevail in the country. This is mostly attributed to aspects of economy, efficiency infrastructure, and accountable governance.
The data shows that the proportion of Ugandans, and by extension the proportion of Africans who demand, who prefer democracy as a means of governing is reducing, unfortunately. And we have also found similarly that the proportion of Ugandans and Africans who are satisfied with the way democracy works in their own countries is also reducing. These views, are very much driven by issues of economics, that people don't find enough of economic goods and services that they are looking for.
Edward Francis Babu, a politician, says there is need to cultivate democracy, emphasizing the need to refrain from cultural norms.
We have failed as leaders in this country to cultivate democracy for our people. Culture and our DNA should now try and get this Western democracy, liberal democracy, and see how we can infuse the two so that we can come out with something that works for us.
Honorable Win Kiza, former leader of opposition in Parliament, says citizens are ignorant on the relevancy of democracy. Kiza adds that the foundation of multi-party sensation in the country wasn't firm to hold the democracy of the country.
Foundation, when we went to multi-party democracy, the foundation was shaky. It was not well constructed, it was not well built. The aspect was that we are going into a multi-party dispensation because donors want, because these multi-partists want. So the citizenry was not at that time told the importance of democracy even when it was their demand. Because
These, however, say democracy can serve anyone if government institutions are respected and balanced. Irene Faith Nantongo, Mary Namokosi, UBC News.
And reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems, then contact Mold Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mold Technologies, your professional research firm.
Welcome back from that break, and now into the business scene. The Central Corridor Transportation Facilitation Agency and the African Continental Free Trade Area signed a landmark memorandum of understanding signed in Cairo, Egypt. The MOU is aimed at bolstering economic cooperation and regional integration. The Central Corridor is a vital transport route that connects the Great Lakes region to the Indian Ocean, where the AFCFTA represents a continent-wide initiative aimed at creating a single market for goods and services, promoting free movement of people and fostering economic integration.
Area have officially signed a memorandum of understanding. The signing ceremony, held in Cairo, Egypt, marked a significant milestone in the quest for enhanced trade and development across the African continent.
Key areas of our cooperation that we came out today to partner together is to strengthen, is to facilitate the trade, to strengthen and to improve the transport infrastructure, but also to make the Africa very industrialized more than in the past.
The Central Corridor, a vital transport route that connects the Great Lakes region to the Indian Ocean, has long been recognized as a key player in facilitating trade and transportation across the region. Advocate Florio Kanju, the Executive Secretary, CCTTFA, says the MOU holds immense promise for the African continent, combining the strategic transport capabilities of the Central Corridor Secretariat with overarching goals of the AFCFTA.
The purpose of this memorandum of understanding is to join our effort together. The African Continental Free Trade Area, you know, they have a wide vision, wide zone of interventions. But we as a Central Corridor, we are there to connect the SADC, COMESA, and the EAC blocks. So we are working together, we agree together to partner and to facilitate the trade, to promote transport, to promote border customs, and the others aspect of facilitation of trade among the Africa, among the Central Corridor region.
The MOU outlines a framework for collaboration between the CCTTFA and the African Continental Free Trade Area with key objectives, including facilitating trade, infrastructure development, policy harmonization, and capacity building. The partnership enhances Africa's global competitiveness by creating a more efficient and interconnected trade network. Dennis Igoa for UBC News.
Now into the world of sports. The national football team, the Cranes, has held its last training session this Thursday at Stade de Municipal Bukane ahead of their World Cup qualifier game against Guinea. The game, slated for this Friday at 4 p.m. local time, will determine Uganda's start in a group that has Somalia, Algeria, Mozambique. Uganda boasts of having new faces in the squad and perhaps the change in playing tactics.
The way you see in training, everyone is happy. The training is good, and we are focused for the game. And I know we can get the 3 points in tomorrow's game. You know, players, when we come to the national team, we forget what we have been going through, and we focus on the national team. And for us, always we are ready to fight for the nation and to make our fans happy for the games.
I'm prepared. I think we have been doing everything possible. But like you know, we have only 2-3 days to prepare the team. It's not easy directly in a qualification game, but I have a good response of the players. They are working hard, have a lot of concentration, there is discipline. These are the things that we need during the game, and I hope tomorrow they can do it.
And with that, UBC News Tonight has come to an end. Do join me at 10 o'clock for our second edition with more stories. Now up next is You Health Chat with Sophia Matovu, and tonight's topic is very interesting. The men will definitely appreciate it, whereby they're talking about the sexual health concern in men as they grow older. And tonight's guest, Dr. Paul Kasenene. You don't want to miss it. I'll see you at 10.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
West Nile Education Trust Fund announces the 4th annual fundraising dinner to be hosted in Kampala at Kampala Parents Main Hall on Saturday, the 2nd of December 2023, starting at 4 p.m. The Trust Fund targets to support brilliant but needy students from West Nile region